All right, everybody. So I want to go over some interesting things here on basically how to make sure you don't ever lose a trade. Okay. Now, there's some pretty simple indicators that you can use. Really, it's only one indicator used twice that's going to tell you exactly what you need to know about where a particular crypto is performing in the market. When is a good time to buy? When is a good time to sell? And so we're going to go over that. And I'm not going to explain all the details, but if you follow this, you'll never lose a trade. It's pretty solid. So what I use is I go to I use TradingView, TradingView.com, or I actually use Coineggy, which is really solid because it'll connect to a lot of the different APIs of the different exchanges, so you can actually make your trades right here. Inside Coineggy, so you don't have to log out of anything. You've got all your charting tools, you've got everything you need. But for now, I'm going to show you just initially going and using TradingView. So if you go to tradingview.com, and from there you can open a chart. So I'll go back to TradingView. So everything that you need is on TradingView. There is a GoPro version which stops pop-up ads and things like that, but you can get everything you need out of TradingView for free. So this is a free resource, tradingview.com, and then just click on charts. And once you're in there, this is the Bitcoin to USD pair. Okay, so if you ever hear anybody talk about pairs, like what's a good pair for trading or whatever. So you could have like Bitcoin to Ethereum, Bitcoin to USD, USD to Bitcoin. I mean, those are all trading pairs. Okay, so this is a Bitcoin to the US dollar trading pair, and as you can see, this is Bitcoin's very solid, steady decline. Now, this is some charting that I had done in the past, but we're going to go to present day. So, I mean, if you can imagine that if you were doing this back when I first started on this chart, you'd be sitting very, very pretty right now. I actually swing trade Bitcoin, and I'll go over the differences between swing trade, day trading, and things like that. But for right now, for the purpose of this chart, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go into the indicators, and I want you to actually go into add indicator. No. Oh, we're on a 30. I want to go 15. All right, so this is a 15-minute chart. So every one of these is a 15-minute candle. Where are my indicators? Why am I drawing? It's so early in the morning for me. Here we go. All right, so I want you to type in moving. Excuse me. So we're going to go with the moving average exponential indicator. All right, so we're going to create one, and then we're going to click it again. We're going to have two. All right. Now the first one, we're going to make it pink, and we'll thicken that line a little bit. You see how the line is formed throughout? That's good. Now we're going to make this at 13 length and click OK. Now the second indicator, we're going to make it 34, and we're going to just go with a blue, thicken that up a little bit. All right, click OK. That's it. You can save the chart, and this is the one you're going to use. All right. Now, what does this basically tell you? So I'm going to keep this as layman's as possible. Okay. So here's the trick. When this pink line is on an incline, that means you basically want to prepare to sell. Okay. So you can see right here that the lines touch and it starts to go up. So when this pink line, the further away from this blue line that the pink line is, the better it is ultimately. Like the more opportunity there is for making some money. Now, and honestly, time. So this when the lines are very close together, this could go anywhere. This could come together. This could go spread apart. I mean, you never really know. So that's on a 15-minute chart. Let's look at a 30-minute chart, which is actually what I tend to use. So on a 30-minute chart, you can see how they crossed over. Right here is where I would buy. Okay. or I'm sorry, right here is where I would start to watch the coin to know when I should start selling it. All right. So when it crosses over, because I just finished buying down here. All right. Now let me, if I can find a place where it's actually dipped. Here we go. Okay. So this here, this is where the two cross, and the pink line's coming all the way down here. When it crosses, this is the dip everybody's talking about. By the dip. So when it gets down here and it starts to go down, this is where you want to watch it. Now you can either break up your trades and say, okay, well it's dipping, so it's, at this point it's at 58.37, and I'm going to wait a little bit. Down here it's at 57.82, goes down a little bit more, all the way at the peak, right, or at the bottom peak. So now down here it's at 57.41. So if I were to buy this, like let's say in the next 15-minute candle, I see that it starts to go up. At that point, I'm buying down here. I'm buying on the way down, and then it starts to go up. Well, once it converges with the blue line, that's when I'm like, okay, well, we might be going on an uptrend. Right? Well, it didn't really pass. So it came back down again, came back up, and then came back down even more. So maybe you buy a little bit more down here. All right. And then as you're watching this over, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour even, you watch it till it gets here. And at this point, this is when you realize, okay, you start watching it, it goes up, up, up. Now you're done buying. You're waiting. And as you're watching this, you're waiting, and then you might sell right around here. Okay, so when you see this come all the way to the top, this is when you start to plan your sell, when it starts to go down. Now, what happens is, if it converges here, but you're not selling yet. Okay, and none of this, at no point here are you really selling. It'll continue to go up. It'll continue to go up, and as that's moving up, you basically ride the wave all the way to the top. So at this point, it's still not selling. You're still not selling. It's not until, let me find some examples from the past here. So let's say this was the wave. So you're riding this wave all the way up. Once it converges, it touches, but nothing really happens. Then it goes back up a little bit. Once you get to about here, this is when I would start selling, bits. Okay, you put in your sell orders here. Maybe you put in some more sell orders here. Maybe, and continue all the way down until you get to the bottom. But you don't really want to sell all the way down here. You want to try and sell it all the way up here. Okay, the key is trying to figure out what is the best time, right? So if you were to have bought down here, and then you sold it when this converged, and you sold it here, look at the profit. That whole area there is profit. So if you're following this religiously, whether it's on, whatever you're comfortable with, if you want to watch a 5-minute chart, you can do this with a 5-minute chart. Typically, I go with either a 15 or a 30-minute chart, depending on the market. And here's the ththis is something that can work on just about any crypto, but the more volatile it is, the higher the swings, the better you're going to do. So this is the whole buy low, sell high. This is what everybody's talking about. Okay. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments or what have you. But this is the most simple indicator that you can use to make sure that your trades are profitable. You'll really have a hard time losing money trading by watching these two indicators. That's it. Hope that helps.